Let's continue, and we were talking about scams and frauds. And when it comes to scams and frauds, especially frauds, well, we have already addressed the fact that Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass has been not only a fraud, she has tried to blame all the other things of wildfires on other people, on even the federal government. And right now, thanks to James O'Keefe, there's a leaked phone call in which LA Mayor Karen Bass preemptively, that word is important, defended Ghana trip despite local catastrophe. I'm missing 2 work days. That's it. Dropped cryptic warning days before LA fires. Before the LA fires. So even before what happened, you know that after the fact she was, but there was nothing we could do, and you know that all that was, maybe not everything was her responsibility because there's a chain of command. But the fire chief was fired. It was a bit ironic, right? Fire chief fired for a reason. Read in between the lines. Hold tight. You will understand soon. Read in between the lines. What? Hold tight, you will understand soon what the actual... All right, I'm going to try to fix this so you can better see the captions in the bottom. You don't get lost. The captions are gonna be important.
Just in terms of my trip, just so you know, I'm missing 2 work days. That's it.
Okay, there's some music here. I need to get rid of the music because YouTube's probably gonna copyright this. Voice isolation. That's it. We can continue. So first, she's talking in this hush way, like she's like hiding in some kind of closet or something. This was from January 4, 2025. Let's listen to this again.
And just in terms of my trip, just so you know, I'm missing 2 work days. That's it. And if President Biden extends me an invitation, I took it, and hopefully you can be grateful. But I would just appreciate, because then it's hard for me to tell you this, but hold tight. You will understand soon.
You will understand soon. What kind of message is that? A leaked phone call from January 4th reveals Mayor Karen Bass defending her controversial trip to Ghana while dropping a cryptic warning just days before the devastating LA fires ignited. I mean, you know that I've told you many times that it's not that I have told you, it's that so many times we have seen conspiracies becoming the real deal, becoming an actual thing. And when I tell you, when we're talking about conspiracies, it's something that how can I tell you this? It's like one of the greatest conspiracies that we had to handle in this show was that conspiracy, quote unquote, that we were almost canceled for. Like this, during the pandemic, we got this mocking. This is, by the way, by Los Angeles Times. You remember that Los Angeles Times have been backing off from all this woke stuff. But this headline is real. I made sure to check it. Mocking anti-vaxxers, COVID deaths is ghoulish, yes, but may be necessary. I'm going to repeat this to you, and I'm going to repeat that this is an actual headline from Los Angeles Times. Mocking anti-vaxxers, COVID deaths is ghoulish, yes, but may be necessary. How much of an MF you have to be to write something like this? And not just that, but in one of the versions of this article, if you can call this an article, they even have a picture of a woman who was, asking questions, was being pushed all this into everybody. And she eventually died to COVID. And of course, it's like the article was kind of a mocking of her death. So this is, I'm telling you, I try to be fair. I try to have patience about this. I try to not be unfair, and try to tell you so many times. I'm looking for where were we? We were in here. I try to tell you that some conspiracies turn out, and some conspiracy theorists turn out to be right. Not all of them, but sometimes when you begin to connect the dots, something just don't fit. And in the case of the wildfires at the start of this year, that looked too much like the Maui fires last year. It was last year, right? And that's when you begin to see, I say, oh, okay, what is the big deal with the blue roofs? And then you realize that for some reason that nobody can explain, the mansion of Gavin Newsom, which by the way costs way more than what he would afford with his what he earns as governor, has blue roofs. Its roofs are painted blue. And you see, I don't know, some pictures here and there that we need to confirm. And you begin to see, the rumors. You begin to hear the rumors and begin to realize what is exactly happening, and what is happening and why. The why we already know, and we already know that the way that we solve most of these mysteries is follow the money. You follow the money and you ask. When something happens, something happens, and you want to know who is responsible for that strange things happening, you're going to say, who is benefiting from this? Who is benefiting from this? And yeah, you follow the money. Who is earning money from this? Who is earning money or power or anything from this? And that is going to bring you way more answers, I'm going to tell you, than most body language analysis. And the body language guy, I'm going to tell you, just follow the money. Start following the money, and that would be much easier. You will reach to conclusions much faster. We still have more things than this. A leak form call from January 4th. We know that. And this somehow continues. No, this is, I think there was a community. Mayor Karen Bass admitted that addressing the growing safety issues in MacArthur Park is not her area of expertise. And that is understandable. That's why you hire the best people for the job, right? To have the actual area of expertise. But no, for some reason, it seems like, okay, there's now it continues. Now it does continue.
The situation is very dangerous, and I would never do it. I will take the criticism before I do a publicity stunt. And frankly, a press conference at this point in time, which is the publicity.
I think
I don't
the neighbors, the property owners,
yeah,
and the residents. I mean, 41,000 people live within a square mile here.
Yeah.
Two families share a one-bedroom apartment.
But they want to hear that something is going to be done.
They want to know it's recognized. But they want to know it's recognized.
Exactly. But if I have a choice between that and compromising something, I just have to go along.
I just have to go along with it. If I need to choose between this, acting and compromising something, I just have to go along with it. What it is is that we're talking about via her action. This is not like, it's the Ghana trip sounds like a big smoke screen. It's like a justification for her to just not be around. Oh, what a coincidence. She was in Ghana and she couldn't cancel the trip, or she couldn't do anything about that. And she couldn't have done anything if she was in the city itself. And in fact, it's not like she was going to grab a host and try to uh, to end the fires herself. No, she was not going to do that herself. But still, it's like she's got this conversation. It is so suspicious, the way that you will soon find. I will not compromise. I will just have to go along with that.
It's not my area of expertise. I want to make sure that you are safe. And hopefully you can read in between.
And hopefully you can read between the lines. Why do you have to be so cryptic? Why do you have to be so cryptic?
But I would just appreciate, and it's hard for me to tell you this, but hold tight. You will understand soon.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And when I am able to talk, I will be happy to go into great detail.
Okay, this is I mean I wish that all this is just unleashed, just exposed.
And you've got me on the street, and you're welcome to call me at any time. I'll call you right back.
No problem. And just in terms of my trip, just so you know, I'm missing 2 work days. That's it. And if President Biden extends me an invitation, I took it.
You know, this is something that I've heard. We have analyzed Karen Bass in this show, and that is not the way. That is not her usual cadence or voice tone. It's like she was like trying to hide or making herself smaller, like she was telling this kind of secret. This is something that you can tell just from the voice, just from our recording. That's why one of the best ways to analyze any video, any recording, even video, that's the way that I do it, is to listen to the video without watching the images, or just to listen it, because you can get a lot just if you refine your ear, you focus on the voices of the people, when it changes, when they have stops, when they raise their voice, the kind of words they use. And no, it is obvious that if you tell me, okay, this is her voice baseline, the usual way that she talks, okay, that would be one thing. But we have seen her in all kinds of interviews, both on the street, but sitting down, standing up, and no, that is not the way that she talks. This was a way that she was trying to make herself look smaller. She was trying to hide her voice from somebody else, or maybe she was from her office. She was talking from her office, and she didn't want to be heard by other people, and that's why she was speaking in that way. All in all, you will soon understand. I will not compromise. I will go with the flow. When I'm able to talk, I will go in great detail. And speaking like this is highly, highly, highly suspicious. You tell me that, we have seen so many things in this show about Karen Bass and about Gavin Newsom, especially the way that they sometimes are so nonchalant about stuff. And in the case of Karen Bass, how she wanted it to make it seem like it was not her responsibility. That, I'm going to open an investigation about who could have stopped me from the Ghana trip and didn't. That kind of nonsense. And my question has always been the same. Who is electing these people? Because I get sometimes, they cheat in elections. Yeah, they might cheat in elections in the sense that they only need a majority. Sometimes I can understand people to be frustrated when I ask this question. No, Jesus, we try to stop them. But the thing is that you're not trying hard enough. I'm sorry to break this to you, but you're not trying hard enough. Because in so many ways, this happens like Keir Starmer in the UK, in which only 20%, he only needed 20% of voters to vote for him. Because the other option was less than 20%. and all the rest of the people simply didn't vote. So this is my advice for you. This is the era in which elections are going to be made transparent or clearer. Depends on the state, of course. We expect to this to be some kind of federal law about this, about elections. But if you don't vote, if you don't register to vote, this is going to happen again and again and again. So it's not only you registering to vote, but bringing your friends and family to vote. Sadly, I can understand 100%, but I could tell you that even up to the last 48 hours, I can understand that you say, hey, you should vote for such and such, Donald Trump, and you will, being scoffed at is the least of your worries. You're basically going to be ostracized. You're basically going to be ostracized from family and friends sometimes. I can understand that. You can get even fired from your job. That can happen. I can understand. We still live in those times. We haven't gotten out of the insanity yet. But we can do something, which is, try to talk people into registering. Go and register. And that's the first thing. That is the way that you can actually make a difference and vote these people out. If you don't, they will keep winning by cheating, and which is essentially just winning by the majority. And if 20% or even 15% is the majority, they will win. What are you going to do about it now? I would like to know what you think about this in the comments.